been a month since Miracle had his injury where he had a cut on his right side, and he is now vet approved for us to put a saddle back on him. We have checked and made sure that it's not rubbing too bad. And no. All right, well, he moved a little bit. Gonna stop him. So, first things first, I want to get control of his head. I have him in a bit now. So I'm gonna ask him to give me his head. Ooh. When he stops, I will stop. Ooh. There we go. Same thing with the left. Ooh. 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 And release. So he kind of forgot that flexes. There we go. Meaning he's not supposed to move. There we go. Ooh. So we'll work a little bit more on his flexing and making sure he stops. Ooh. And release. So he's just got a little bit of things to remember. And good. He's giving really well. Go the other side. Ooh. Now we've got it. Now he's standing nice and still. He's like, no, I'm not. Okay. And he's giving really nicely. Ooh. And release. Nose again. See, when one wants to move, you just keep holding it until they stop. All right. So now that we moved his head, now we're going to ask him to move his forequarters. So that's going to be button number 1. And he's ready to go. So I'm going to move him to the right, left, button number 1, button number 1. There we go. Ooh, good boy. Now let's see how well he's moving off the right. There we go. Very good. Walk forward. Now I'm going to ask him to yield his hindquarters. There we go. Yield the hindquarters. Yield the hindquarters. Now he's just moving around. Now, there we go. There we go. You want to not go forward. Just yield those hindquarters. There we go. Come on. Good boy. So he's forgotten a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to get back to it. Now I'm going to ask him to yield the hindquarters to the left. Easy. Nope, he wants to spin. I need him to move. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good boy. All right. So now he's got the idea of moving his forequarters and his hindquarters. So I'm going to walk over here to the fence, and we're going to try a little bit of side passing with him to get him to really move his rib cage. So I'm going to go down the fence, nose to fence, button number 3, and now I'm going to ask him to side pass. Come on, baby. I'm going to ask him to move it back in. There you go. Good boy. There you go. There you go. Good boy. And I release when he finally does what I ask him to do. This is all review. He knows this. Nose to fence. And button number 2. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good boy. And he's remembering that a whole lot better. So now we're going to go back here. Nose to fence. Button number 3. And then button number 2. Side pass. There we go. Can I get a good? He's fighting it. He's not quite sure. Maybe going to the right side. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Very happy. Release. Let him walk forward. Remember, the right side is his side where he has an ouchie. Nose to fence. And side pass. There you go. Good. So, these are the basic controls that we're going to have to work off of. Remember, Every time we get on him, we're going to ask him to focus on moving his forequarters, moving his rib cage, and moving his hindquarters. And every time he's going to get a little bit better. Now, what I'm going to ask him to do is just a little bitty trot. There we go. Just a little trot. He's got the most incredibly smooth trot. It's so smooth, it's so nice that you don't even move. Outside leg. Now we're working on kind of keeping him nice and easy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't let him speed up. There we go. Ooh. Back. Button number 1 on the inside, and I'm going to roll back to the outside. There you go. Stop and trot. And I'm going to focus on little bitty circles to start out with. It's been a while. As you can see, he still remembers most of it. And he's got a really, really nice trot. He just has a tendency to drift out on that outside, so I've got to use a lot of outside leg. And work on him responding to the outside leg, so I'm going to bump with that outside rein, outside leg. And I'm going to do a 1 rein stop and whoa. So he remembers that 1 rein stop. Even though he's a little rusty, we just have our exercises that we're going to continue to work on. We're going to continue to build up his skill, and we're going to get him back to where he was before. So thank you so much for joining us in today's riding lesson. And if you enjoyed the lesson, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.